Oh yeah, that's right. So we did. Yeah, you want to see where we are? Okay, that's where we are. Walking down steps. Walking down steps while live streaming. Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? What is that quote from? Which film? Is it safe? Who said it? If you're young, you won't have an idea. I wonder if I can change the thumbnail on this. Probably not. Can't be helped. There you go. Do 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 do. Oh, that's handy. You saw for anybody. Community woodland. Planted trees here. Primary school children planted native trees here. 1997. As the children have grown, so has our community woodland. Now the taller trees shelter and protect a growing diversity of delicate plants and animals. That's pretty cool. You can read this at your leisure. Yeah, you might enjoy reading this. That's pretty cool. So that's where we are. You're here. And there's a railway station. We'll see if we can see the railway station from here. Railway station. It's not far away. We're at Crianlarich. Is that the youth hostel in there? Youth hostel. So if you come to Scotland to go on holiday, you can do youth hosteling. And there it is. It is. Donnie's quite correct. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Sorry about the noise. I haven't got my fancy microphone. I forgot it. Big mistake. So now I'm just using the iPhones and microphone. So yeah, Youth Hostel Cessation. Yay. Nice. I think it must be part of the YouTube's algorithm that it recognises things. Since I had looked at that map and information, a lot of people suddenly were looking in. Oh, and there's a train going. Is that one going to Glasgow?
Yeah, Crianlarich, but that's the Crianlarich station.
Crianlarich station. Wow, nice. So, that's Youth Hostel, a sign there. If you come to UK, you're looking for that. Let's go and see if we can catch the train. We're hiking today. When we go to the village centre, that's the way. To the village centre. This is the way to the station, I think. Yep, the train is waiting. The train waits maybe for a few minutes. Maybe I'm wrong. There's some of these West Highland Line, well, sometimes on the West Highland Line, the train will stop. People will get off, have a quick smoke, go back on the train again. Hi. Get back on the train again. Yeah, I think we just missed it. It's revving up. Maybe not. The West Highland line. Oops, sorry about the noise, folks. As I said, I forgot my good microphone. West Highland Line is one of the prettiest lines in the world. Official. If you come here, bring your water bottle. If you're climbing the hills, make sure it's well topped up. Right, I wonder if I'll drop the signal under here. If you're looking in and you like live streams, this is a channel for you. That's what I'd love to travel on. Caledonian Sleeper. You could be able to check those later. You could. Great. There we go. You want to see where we are, if I can find it on the map. There we are. That's where everybody's. See, Crianlarich. Everybody's got it worn out. That's where we are. We stopped by the side of Loch Lomond by the Bonnie Banks. On the way up, for a pea stop, and I got a cup of coffee. Well, we made it. We get through that without dropping the signal. Thank you, Martin Vedras. Thanks very much. Very kind of you to say so. There's some of our purple hair. For those who like a bit of botany, which includes me. This is good. I find it's a good way to sometimes attract people to my channel via live streams. There you go, Crianlarich. And it's waiting for a bit, and people get a little chance for a smoke. Very nice. Very nice. Right, I think we're still zoomed in. Let's zoom out a bit. Brilliant. Thanks, Martin. Much appreciated. So that's us. Crianlarich station. We're walking this way. I think maybe it will take us down to the village itself, which is not far away. Crianlarich village. Very small. It's almost right next to Tyndrum, or Tynndrum, Tyndrum or Tyndrum. People pronounce it either way. Nobody's quite sure. I'm certainly not sure which is the correct way. Tyndrum or Tyndrum. And our way is up here from the station, across the road, and carrying on. And I think at this stage we'll be on the West Highland Way, which you might have heard of. There you go, how's that? Hope the signal's good enough for you. Crianlarich one way, Drovers Loop and West Highland Way this way. One of the long distance routes of 90 odd miles, the West Highland Way. A few of my friends have done it. I've never done it. I've only done bits like this occasionally. Possible if you added up all the bits I've done. I've almost done it. I need to go back and look at my old maps, add up all the bits, see if I've covered every part of it. I've certainly covered the beginning. I've covered bits of the end up at Fort William, and various parts in between, like this one here. Can you hear the birds singing? I hope so. It's a nice spring day, and I'm loving walking on this. The temperature's fairly warm today for walking, but what I like about this is It's a lot flatter than I started. If you're interested later on, you can have a look at the start. A bit of live streaming I did earlier this morning, probably about 11 o'clock or so. So you'll see that in my lives. And I was exhausted. I probably sounded it as well. Oh, there's some nice, what are they? Is it colt's foot? Colt's foot, I think. Because the leaves are the shape of a colt's foot, supposedly. Right, we could lose signal again, so sorry about that. Taking grandkids through these tunnels, we just have to shout, echo, echo, and they all do the same. Lots of these. I'm doing a fair bit of live streaming this morning because my proper camera with the gimbal in, I used it for a few shots and then it said it's full. So silly me, I should have had an SD card. But I know that now that I can download this once it's in YouTube, I can download it and then I can edit it and add it to still pictures I've been taking. Whew. I wish I was going down that way. Oh, definitely, you're right. Poles are very useful.
Yeah, they really are. They take off your knees and everything.
Oh, they do. Yeah, people are very friendly in walks. A number of times that Donnie and I have had to give a map to people who just were out in the hills without a map. Sometimes you can get away with it. Probably most of the time you can. If it's one of these waymarked walks, as long as there's no chance of taking a wrong turning. You can see the snow on the mountains. We had snow at the weekend. So you can see those trees. Bit of snow. Keep an eye on my charge for the phone and it's fine. 54% charge still, which is good. Considering I'm also tracking this walk using the Outdoor Active app. Oh, that's a big boulder. Right, I'm starting to get out of puff again. Kind of weather where you're never too sure. I wasn't brave enough to leave my waterproof jacket at home, although it did say zero rain, zero precipitation today. So in my backpack I've got my waterproof jacket, I've got a light fleece, not my usual winter standard fleece. Oops, dropped my poles. Light fleece. What else do I have? Probably a spare hat. I usually carry a spare hat with me as well. So, yeah, it's been good. If you're looking at this later on, the weekend there, this is now Tuesday, at the weekend, Friday through to Monday, I was over on the east coast of Scotland at a place called Lower Largo. Lower Largo is where Alexander Selkirk was born, who was the original Robinson Crusoe. That was where the author got the idea for it. So I've done a lot of live streaming over the weekend there, and a lot of videoing, and what I'll do is I'll put a whole lot. Hello 1344, don't mind if I call you 1344. Yeah, it's not a city, we're in the countryside, we're in Scotland, and we're up near a place called Crianlarich. If you look at this again, you'll see a map. I videoed a map on the way up down there. So Donnie wants me to see something up here. What have we got? Turn it round in case you can see it as well. How do you see this? Yay. Dogs. If you like dogs, that's your kind of thing. A dog looking over to the mountains. Lovely. So there you go. Yeah, if you're looking in, you're in Scotland, doing a virtual walk, live from the mountains, live from the Highlands. It's not a long walk. I think we're about 12 or 13 kilometres, if that. And I'm tracking it using Outdoor Active app. So you can see we're far from the city. The nearest city to here is Glasgow, I suppose, is the nearest we have. There's a town called Oban, it's a bit further northwest. But the amazing thing about this is we have a signal. So I'm assuming it's a good signal. Somebody earlier told me it was good, it was clear. I expected to maybe have it pixelated or losing signal and reconnecting, in which case I wouldn't have bothered doing much live streaming because that's just a nuisance for everybody. But yeah, this time seems to be okay. Touch wood. Plenty of wood around here to touch. Good morning, Army Mum in North Carolina. Thank you very much. How's the weather out with you? I'm going to guess it's hot. We're about 18 degrees Celsius here. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, which is what you use in the USA. But nice of you to look in, to comment and to say where you're looking in from. I love that. I love to know. We're in Scotland. It's not always we can say sunny Scotland, but look at it today. Absolutely glorious today. Best weather we've had for a while. We've had snow recently, and you can see some of the snow remaining up on top there. A bit of a noise maybe, sorry about that. There you go. So a lot of the peaks, these peaks are probably around 3,000 feet plus, some of them. We're not doing anything high like that. But the walk we're doing today is called a recce walk, and it's short for reconnaissance walk. So we check out the routes before a group does them. We have a hiking group called East Kilbride Hiking Club. And East Kilbride Hiking Club goes out every fortnight, every other Saturday. And every other Saturday we go by coach. And generally we offer a high walk and a low walk. So people who don't feel up to doing the 3,000 feet plus or anything very high. Which way do we go here? I could step on those, couldn't I? I've got my sticks to balance me. Wish me luck. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, made it with feet dry. So yeah, we have a high and a low offered every other week. And this one we're doing today is going to be a low walk. Having said that, I love algae. Look at that algae, it's beautiful. Having said that, if you have a look at the live stream I did earlier today, where I'm doing the high part, I was struggling quite a bit getting up the high. It was very steep and my backpack is pretty heavy to begin with. Don't know how much weight I've got in it exactly. I should measure it when I get home. I'll weigh it. It's probably about 12 kilograms or something like that. I could probably reduce it a lot. Oh wow, yeah, well we started off at your temperature this morning, first thing, but it very rapidly heated up. It now feels steamy hot to me. I'm wearing a base layer, which is what I generally wear going up in the Scottish climbs. Because the weather can change quite a lot. We can go from this to rain to hail or even sleet. Especially this time of year, you just don't know what might hit you. Having said that, the weather forecast was pretty positive. But we never take chances, so I always carry a fleece with me and a waterproof. Normally waterproof trousers as well. But I think this time I actually forgot to put them in. Along with my fancy microphone. I have one that plugs into the iPhone and the other part is on my neck. And it's really good for sound. Using the iPhone on its own like this, the microphone is pretty sensitive. But if it's at all windy, it picks up every flutter of wind. Whew. Have a look around. I'll pretend I'm stopping to let you have a look around, as I'm actually stopping just to have a breath. There's some of the trees that came down in the storms a couple of years ago by the looks of it. They're not fresh. Right, here we go. Whew. Yeah, I do a lot of these live streams, so if anybody's looking in who likes to see a live stream from a hill or from a train or from a ferry, wherever I can get a signal, Terry's Travels does them. So you can click a like and click a subscribe as well while you're at it. And then the next time I do one of these, which could be next week, I don't know which hill we'll be doing. And you'll be notified. And you can watch it. You can join me on a virtual hike if you like. Depending on where you are, you could be doing a virtual hike from your bed. Wowzer, I was told to go up there. I think once we got up there to those trees, there should be some spectacular views. Whoops, here's the wind coming. Sorry about that, I did warn you. I'll put my finger near the microphone to buffet you a little bit. My word. I was saying to people that over the weekend, Easter weekend, we were over on the east side of the country at a place called Lower Largo, which is where Alexander Selkirk was born, who was the original Robinson Crusoe. I did a lot of videoing, live streaming, of some exciting proper videos coming up from that visit. We did a nuclear bunker, lots of stuff from that. We did, what else did we do? Kelly Castle with its birds of prey, and an aquarium visit at St Andrews. So I'm quite pleased with the aquarium visit. It's not exactly hiking material, but it's very nice watching exotic marine fish swimming around. Look out for that, that should be coming fairly soon. That might be the first one I have ready. I've started editing it already. So perhaps tonight, if I stay awake after this hike, I'll do a bit more editing, finish it off, perhaps upload it tonight or tomorrow morning at the latest. And then I have the nuclear bunker from Cold War days in Britain, which you might like. Yeah, we normally, in terms of time, we started today at about 10:30. There were roadworks on the way out from Glasgow, so that added on a huge amount of time. Normally we'd go from 10 o'clock and we carry on till about 2 maybe. Depends how much of the hike we want to do. This time we're doing the whole hike, it's a loop. So the whole hike and back to the car. Sometimes it's an A to B and we just bring one car every time. So we only do the first part of the walk and then walk back to the car. Another week on, we do the end of the walk and to the car again. But this is a loop, so we as well just do it. So we'll be finished by about, I think, 2:30. So 10:30 to 2:30. That's that, 4 hours. So it'll be a 4 hour to 5 hour hike. So maybe slightly longer than we would normally do for a recce walk. My word, I'm sweating here. I've got the sun hat on. I started off with a woolen hat because, well, it was a bit cold in the morning starting off. Very rapidly, I didn't need a woolen hat. But with the sun, look at it, it's brilliant. I definitely need to have a sun hat on. It's surprising you do actually end up getting sunburnt in Scotland. Depending on the time of year, you could freeze to death. Or you could get bitten by midges, which are like miniature mosquitoes. Just so tiny you can get through nets. That's the other hazard. Freeze to death, bitten by midges, or sunburn. You can get a lot of bad sunburn. Another thing you have to watch out for in Scotland, at least, probably the rest of Britain, and maybe in your countries as well, is being bitten by ticks. You don't want to be bitten by a tick. They can drop onto you from vegetation. If you've got bare arms or bare legs, they can fall onto your legs. and they'll stay there swelling themselves up with blood, and then possibly drop off on their own, but it's good to get rid of them as quickly as possible. The big problem is, as you will know if you're a hiker, you can end up catching a bacterial disease called Lyme disease, which is it can be serious, so you don't want to get that. So with any group of hikers, you'll probably find that a few of them will have little plastic tools for extracting a tick while you're on the route. The last time I tried that, I had one on my, my arm. I don't get ticks generally, one on my arm, and it was quite small, and the tool couldn't take it out. And the local doctor, they weren't interested in trying, so they sent me to an out-of-hours clinic, and they weren't interested in trying either, so I was sent to accident and emergency. So in the early hours of the morning, I had to sit waiting for an hour or two until a young doctor came with a special extractor, forceps, and hauled it out for me. But I thought that was a lot of nonsense. It should have been dealt with at the local doctors in normal working hours. But there you go. So I had that one. I think the only other one I had was way back in the 80s when I did a lot of kayaking. And I got one on my one on my inner thigh, which was very difficult to take a picture of. But I did manage it. The only way I could get a good look at it was to take its photograph with my, I don't know, would it be a camera, phone? I took a photograph of it anyway, and I could see what it was.